Hello Rog fans, today a little update on the exciting things that have been going on, the non-exciting things that have been going on, and why is the weather so awful. First thing, I had the first blatant insult comment. Now, big channels normally get these, so I almost had a sense of ego. I couldn't believe it, so he just put just a blatant insult. There was nothing else, I thought, wow. I thought, that's a bit pointless, isn't it? And I've seen this on the big channels. I've seen people doing it on live streams and stuff. And to get other people to be negative towards that person, they just start an argument. Which is, I just scream, what's the point? When I've had intelligent, which is what I expect, what I normally get from the Rog fans, intelligent disagreement. I don't agree with that. I think it's rubbish because that's the key part, because that's then what they believe is the reason that what I said isn't true, and that's worth looking at for balance. We like balance, don't we? Without balance, we've got no knowledge of what's really going on. So we have to look at both sides of the story. Now, when I did I think it might have been the first video I did about the census, and I think I mentioned the freemen on the land, and somebody put in, I liked your video up to this point, but then you mentioned the freemen on the land. I haven't got time for that sort of BS, so I walked away. I thought, that's interesting. I thought, it's not insulting, that's a fact. I thought, that's happy with that, that's got to stay. Because then that made me think, what is it? What is this freemen of the land thing, really? Because I didn't really know. So I did some snooping around and made a video about that. And then the upshot it was, I agree with that person. I think it's rubbish as well. I think it's long since departed from having any value in our constituency in the UK. It's long since had any value. So that was great. I like that, but blatant insults, got no time for it. So for the first time, I actually had to delete it. I didn't want to delete it because another Rog fan who's got a brain actually put a really intelligent argument against their insult, which was quite interesting. I like that, but I couldn't save that one. It's all like in a tree, so when you get rid of one, it kills the other. That was rubbish. But I would like to have saved that, so that's a shame. I had to get rid of that comment as well, because that was a corker. But I thought, I don't want insults. Insults aren't constructive. We want knowledge, not offence. It's meaningless. So anyway, Roger's got an idea on the old Rog Culture channel. He's going to do a video about what YouTube channels he likes, which ones he thinks are great, and why he thinks they're great. So the Rog thought, well, I know some channels are only in it for money, and some channels are still in it for other reasons, like I like doing it, for example. So I thought, well, I better email them to be on the safe side, because a lot of people don't want to be associated with certain types of channel, do they? For example, if this was a channel that was promoting different ways of cutting the heads off chickens, for example, or promoting burning vegans, they might not want to be associated with that people who produce that sort of video stuff. So I thought, better send them a link to the Rog Culture channel so they can see what I've done before and see what they say, see whether they're happy or they're not happy. I thought that was only fair, I thought it was only polite. Only one channel actually responded, at all of them, and I thought that was quite interesting. It's actually my favourite channel as well. I thought, ooh, that's interesting. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a little bit more promotion for that particular channel than the others. I thought, great, but I'll mention the others anyway. Also, Rog Science video is about to be posted, which might be controversial. He said, trying to sell it. Because I was at me dad's on Father's Day, which is lovely, and he watched a BBC Two programme with Professor Cox. Ooh, that's a difficult name, isn't it? Talking about time, and he was revisiting his previous programmes over the past 10 years, talking about time. That'll be interesting, I can tell you. That's going to be that's a science video. Woo! I've got a lot more science videos planned, but a little bit too distracted doing less important things, which is shocking. Yes, I think that is about as exciting as things have got. The weather's gone completely down the toilet for no apparent reason. I was actually, now that the Rog Palace Gardens are full of clover, there's just carpets of bees everywhere, and it's brilliant. Little fluffy bees, busy. I thought, well, I'm not cutting that. So what I was going to do today, before the drizzle came in, because I didn't know it was going to drizzle, I was going to get old Simon the strimmer out, and I was just going to strim around the clover. So all the other grass was nice and short. There's field grass and meadow grass growing naturally in the Palace Gardens. Well, meadow grass is fantastic. It's about 6 foot, with a great big purple head, with all the little seeds on it about that big. Awesome stuff. Just came out of nowhere by the old compost bin that's now the sole possession of truly gigantic black ants. So no composting is going on in there, I can tell you. But alas, that is all. How dull, how boring. I'm sure you've had an exciting time. If you have had an exciting time, or even if you haven't had an exciting time, just pop it in the comments anyway, because it's always interesting to listen to what the Rog fans think. Because, yeah, there's no point making the videos if people ain't going to watch them, is there? So, as usual, don't forget, it's not reality, it's YouTube.